Hello, everybody. Today has two interesting anniversaries, particularly if they're put side by side. One is the anniversary of the arrival in Falmouth in 1969 of Robin Knox Johnson having circumnavigated the globe. He lost the self-steering equipment for his boat just off Australia, but he still managed to achieve the circumnavigation in just about 300 days. He left Falmouth in June the year before as part of the Sunday Times Golden Globe race. There were 7 other competitors, but they all dropped out. He was the only one to complete that circumnavigation. The other anniversary is that of Steve Fossett, who was born on this day in 1944. Steve Fossett, who's made his money through financial services, but whose passion was aviation. He tried 7 times to circumnavigate the globe in a balloon, and on the last occasion in 2002 he was successful. And then in 2005 he was the first person to circumnavigate the globe in a light aircraft without refueling. And this took him 67 hours. He died, as you may remember, in 2007, some accident probably in the Great Basin Desert near California. His body's never been discovered. The contrast between these two things made me think about the contrast between a sense of how vast the globe is, which must have been something Robin Knox Johnson felt as he looked out over huge expanses of ocean with nothing else in sight but sea and sky, and the comparative smallness of it that Steve Fossett must have experienced as he, in 67 days, went right the way round it. And of course, this is true of our globe. It is a fascinating place with so much going on, and from our perspective is vast. But from the perspective of the universe, it's just a tiny, tiny little speck. And the same, I think, is true of us as individuals. What's going on in our lives, what we're doing, what's happening around us seems really important, really big in our lives. And yet actually we're just a tiny, tiny speck, just one of many millions and millions and millions of people who are alive today, who have lived and will live. And I think sometimes to have this joint perspective, this sense both of how important our lives are, how loved by God each one of us is, and how treasured by those who love us, but also how infinitesimally small and insignificant we are in the whole gamut, the whole range of human history. And so I think going forward through today with that paradox in mind, with that dual perspective, can help me get a realistic awareness of my place in life.